Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Re-Wacktions. I'm your host, Chris. I don't feel like a host. Like, this isn't a real thing that I'm doing. This is a Re-Wacktion. It's just a short, non-spoiler reaction to some things that I saw recently. Usually it's movies, and it's movies. So I'm going to talk about a couple fun animated movies that I saw recently. And no spoilers. I just want to talk about them. They're both Batman related, and I am a fan of Batman. Most things Batman. Let's see, where is he? Over there, I'm gonna poke him. So these two DC animated Batman movies are Batman and Harley Quinn and Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I like both of them way, way more than I thought I would. But let's talk about Batman and Harley Quinn first. It's much more adult than I thought it would be. It has a very similar style to the old Batman the Animated Series that some of us may have watched in like the 90s growing up. I know I saw every episode of Batman the Animated Series. That version of Harley Quinn was always very annoying to me. But in this movie, they make it so much more like real and like a little more adult. It's like a PG-13. There's a little bit of blood, a little bit of like sexual innuendo, a little bit of foul language. It doesn't go overboard. There is like implied sex and, you know, some raunchy jokes and things like that. And it was so surprising because like I did not think that they would go that route. But I was just thinking about this earlier. It's funny that they did because all the people that may have watched that then with this particular animation style are all grown up now. So they probably appreciate, you know, some more adult type humor. But the animation is also impressive. I felt like I had grown out of that older style. They used that, but they also updated a little bit. And like the fight scenes, the action scenes are like, you can tell they put some money into it. The animation actually looks really, really good. And it's funny. Like, there's a lot of things that happen in there that you would not expect. And, you know, it's Batman and Nightwing. They have to use Harley Quinn to try to find Poison Ivy and the Floronic man, Jason Woodrue, or whatever he is. I had never heard of that character before. But basically, Poison Ivy has a plan that's, you know, she wants to save the Earth, but it might destroy the Earth kind of thing, and they got to figure out a way to do it. So they have to have Harley Quinn along, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And I did not expect it to be as much fun as it was. That's a big recommend from me. Definitely go check out Batman and Harley Quinn. If you're a fan of Batman, if you're a fan of the animated stuff, animated movies that DC's doing, and even if you're a fan of the old series, yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I like it a lot. So the other movie was Batman versus the Ninja Turtles. I assumed it would be just like a lot of other movies where it's you know, this character versus this character, like as the title. It's like eventually they're gonna like team up kind of thing. I don't care. It's not, to me, that's not spoilers. If to you, if you didn't think that was what was gonna happen, then you're ridiculous. They're heroes. Heroes don't, you know, they're not villains. They the heroes, even if it's called versus, will eventually start working together because there's villains. They just don't know each other. Like, who are you? I don't know. Who are you? This isn't Mortal Kombat. This isn't the Injustice or whatever the video game is where you can be Ninja Turtles versus Batman or whoever. I don't know. Don't fact check me on that. It's another really, really fun. Both of these are action comedies. It's really fun. Like, you get the Turtles' perspective, you know, not understanding Gotham. It's their first time in Gotham. They're like, this is kind of like New York, but it's different. What's with these blimps and stuff all the time? And Michelangelo is hilarious. He's a great comic relief. I did not expect this to be as funny as it was. Both of these are like kind of on par for being like really funny and action. They're action comedies. The story is kind of like Raz or Ra's al Ghul, however you say it. They say it two different ways in this movie, which I thought was interesting. But he teams up with Shredder because they're trying to use each other's resources to try and do something crazy, and it's really neat. You get to see like Batman fight Shredder, and like they have techniques that the other one has not seen before, and like Batman even kind of works with Leonardo and kind of tries to train him a little bit because Batman's been around, and the turtles are teenagers. Like, they don't know everything. But it is funny, and it's action-packed, and the action looks great. The animation is fantastic. This is the like blue and gray kind of old school looking Batman, but he sounds like the Kevin Conroy one. And there's so much to love. It's fun. The action is good. It's not they don't pull back from, a little more adult stuff. It seems a little more tame than the other one. Than the Harley Quinn one, but it also does feel more real than if you were watching like the old, Turtles cartoon, the old one. Like you got a sword with a blade, but you don't see any blood. You don't see him cutting anything. Like you don't. It just kind of happens. I honestly can't remember if you see any blood in this one, but it doesn't really matter. The story is interesting. The characters are very, very fun. Batman's got Damian Wayne, his son, who's Robin, and he's got Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, working with him, and he's got, the Ninja Turtles have their 4 people, and there's, like, a funny scene where Alfred is like, it's just like, Michelangelo, you're being rude, this is our house, and you are being a bad guest, that kind of thing, and he's just like, sorry, dude, bro, I didn't know, bro, it's just like, goodness gracious. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Both of these movies are very, very fun, and I think you should check them out. Batman and Harley Quinn and Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's a very, very fun thing that happens at the end of the Turtles one that I won't say anything about. I saw a picture that I thought was like fan fiction, and it turns out that actually happens in the movie, which is based on the comic or a comic miniseries or something, the Batman and Turtles. Anyway, very, very fun. I just wanted to let you guys know. Lots of fun. You should check it out if you like that stuff. And, yeah, peace out. Beep.
I heard you turtles are trying to start trouble in my city.
No, sir, that's not what we were doing.
Ah, you leave us alone to deal with Shredder. I don't know who this Shredder character is. Sounds like a good name for one of my villain galleries.
What are you talking about, villain galleries? No, we're turtles. We're here to stop Shredder from doing a thing.
What? Is this camera on? Which camera am I supposed to look at?
Get him! I'm such a child.